The story of Indian immigrants in the United States is often told as a modern success story. But long before Silicon Valley, tech visas, and professional success, this journey was marked by exclusion, racial barriers, and decades of struggle. Indian immigration to the United States began quietly in the late 19th century. Most early arrivals came from Punjab, working as laborers on farms, railroads, and lumber mills along the West Coast. They arrived with hope, but quickly encountered hostility in a country that did not yet see them as belonging. At the time, American immigration laws were deeply racial. Asians were considered unassimilable. Indian immigrants faced legal discrimination, violent attacks, and laws designed to push them out of the country. One of the most defining moments came in 1923, when Bhagat Singh Thind took his case to the U.S. Supreme Court. Thind argued that Indians should be considered white and therefore eligible for citizenship. The court rejected his claim, ruling that Indians were not white in the common understanding of the term. Overnight, many Indian Americans lost their citizenship and property rights. By the 1920s, immigration from India had nearly stopped entirely. Anti-Asian laws and exclusion acts shut the door. For decades, the Indian presence in America remained small, isolated, and largely invisible. Everything changed in 1965. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 abolished race-based immigration quotas and opened the door to skilled professionals. This single law transformed the Indian American experience more than any other event in history. Doctors, engineers, scientists, and students from India began arriving in large numbers. Many settled in universities, hospitals, and technology hubs. What followed was one of the most dramatic demographic shifts in modern American history. By the 1980s and 1990s, Indian immigrants had become deeply embedded in America's knowledge economy. They played a major role in the rise of Silicon Valley, the expansion of healthcare systems, and the growth of higher education. Unlike earlier generations, this wave arrived with legal status, professional opportunities, and pathways to permanent settlement, yet the story was not without challenges. Immigration backlogs, visa restrictions, and cultural barriers remained persistent obstacles. Despite high levels of education and income, Indian immigrants often navigated identity tensions, balancing assimilation with cultural preservation. Today, Indian Americans represent one of the fastest-growing and most influential immigrant communities in the United States. They are leaders in technology, medicine, business, academia, and politics. But their success rests on generations of struggle that are often forgotten. The history of Indian immigration to America is not just a story of opportunity. It is a story of exclusion, resilience, and eventual transformation. Understanding that history reveals something larger about the United States itself, a nation that has repeatedly struggled with who is allowed to belong. If you found this documentary insightful, please like the video. It helps the History Vault reach more viewers who value serious history. And subscribe to the History Vault for more in-depth documentaries on migration, empires, and the forces that shape the modern world.